welcome to the CAPS Conversation series. On this episode, I'm very fortunate to have Catherine Chambers, an educator, an artist, a community arts facilitator and a role model. And I got to see Catherine this afternoon in action in her role as a role model when she was facilitating role models programs. Welcome, Catherine.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to have you here today, and I was really fortunate, and thank you for having me in your classes today. I could see the engagement of your of the young people and what you are doing for their lives. Great. And now, what's a role model?
A role model, I guess, someone who others look up to or sets an example, inspires others. Yeah.
Yep, and I could certainly see that today with you and also your colleagues, because the last afternoon of a program, and here you are with these young people still bouncing off the walls. But not only that, the academic component, I saw some of the writing outputs today, absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really, really good. How do you keep the students motivated?
I think I'm able to keep myself motivated, and it is a bit contagious, I think. I hope anyway. That's how I go. Start with me and move on to the kids.
Now, what are the programs that role models run? As we can see here, they've got your Learning to Fly passport. So what are some of the programs that they run?
So this week we've been doing creative problem solving. Last week was resilience. There's also... sorry.
That's no problem.
Should we start that bit again?
That's okay.
Okay. Last week was leadership. Last week was resilience. We also do leadership. I've also started doing mentoring for bespoke courses in the UK. So that's when maybe a parent wants a role model to be one-on-one with their child, and the parent can tell role models exactly what areas they'd like us to work on, maybe confidence, maybe creative thinking, and we have a course content written especially just for that child.
And how long would that one-on-one mentoring go for?
It depends on what the parents want. Like, I just did it for a boy for 2 days because he was on holiday in England. And I think, ideally, I think a few more days is good, maybe a week if you've got the time. But some people do it once a week, or for a more intense, I had 2 days, 2 full days. So it depends what works for the family and for the child.
And the child, do they report back to you, particularly the ones who have done it over a number of weeks, report back to you, or their parents report back to you the benefits?
Yeah, so at the end of each course there would be at least a phone call, catch up and check out how it's gone. And normally you would speak to the parents at the end of the course as well, face to face at the end if they're there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do some of the role models programs complement some of the traditional curriculum areas, your maths, science, or numeracy and literacy?
It's not so obvious, I don't think. I think it's more things like with creative problem solving. There are problems I think that a mathematical mind would like more. But things like maybe more to do with classroom confidence or behaviour or presentation. I think role models are really good at improving or enhancing the life skills you need for things such as maybe even putting your hand up in class and being able to ask a question, or not worrying what someone will think if you answer wrong, or not being scared to make a mistake, because we always say in role models mistakes are marvellous and you learn from them. So I think it's more the behind the scenes like things that people need to be successful, and then obviously that would help you in a classroom. For sure.
Now, what or who inspired you to become an educator?
I've kind of, it wasn't a deliberate path. I think I'm quite a people person, quite sociable, and being an artist, a lot of the time I'm in my studio by myself, so this sort of work keeps me human.
Yes, okay. gives you that interaction with the outside world, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you were an art teacher in Bristol, you were heavily involved with after school and community clubs.
Yeah.
Were these art-based clubs or?
Yes. So there was I did one that was to cover teachers' time within classes, so that was in primary school, and it was for schools that maybe don't really host art classes anymore. So when the teachers needed that time to mark, I would come in for an hour and deliver an arts class as I would have had as a child, but these days not all schools.
And was this in primary level, was it?
Yeah, that was at primary. But then I also teach all ages. I do a lot of adult workshops, and in Bristol I ran a Adults at Risk of Social Exclusion workshop, which went on for a year, was Arts Council funded. Okay. And it was open to any adults who maybe it would benefit their mental health or social situation to come along.
And that was conducted in a community centre, was it?
Yes,
or?
yeah, community centre. And I was lots of other organisations referred people on, so people like Mind, which is a big charity in London, the UK.
What sort of art did they do? Was it drawing, painting, sculpture? Or?
Everything. So we would try and do a different thing each week. Drawing, sculpture, painting. A lot of the time I would ask them what they would like to do, and I would plan it that way. I'd get at the beginning they didn't really have so much confidence, so it was more me directing, and at the end it would be maybe they'd never done watercolour before, and then I would do a class on that. But it all at the beginning, some of them were so shy, they wouldn't even set the table with each other. And in the end we had an exhibition. We hired out a hall in Bristol, and we had a photographer come and also made a small video, and the adults were really wanting to get on the video and talk about the work. So you can see the change in confidence.
Now you mentioned that they were able to exhibit their work. Now if we look at now, you're based in London, in the art studio.
Yeah.
And what type of art do you create?
At the moment, I'm mostly painting oil paints, but I don't like to say it's just what's suiting me now. But I'm also doing a short projection piece at the moment, and my work is mainly focused on. It's all about people, but because I spend a lot of time in Ethiopia, it is a lot of the people are people that I know out there, or it's a reflection on the two places. Okay. And I work for my studio in London.
Now, where can people find you and contact you?
Instagram is the best. At C Chambers Art is where everything is.
No problem. Yeah. We'll embed that on the video. Okay. And do you exhibit your work, and if people wanted to purchase your work, where is that through Instagram as well?
Well, you can contact me there. I'm shortlisted this year for the Royal Academy of Arts Summer Show. I was in it last year as well, so that's quite a big show in central London.
Whereabouts is that held?
It's in Mayfair area, Royal Academy of Arts.
Okay.
And
whenabouts?
That will be from June, but I'm shortlisted, so I think from 25,000 I'm in like the last 1,000 or something.
Oh, fantastic. That's a wonderful achievement.
So we'll find out in a few days actually if I'm through or not. And then we have regular exhibitions at my studios in Harrow in northwest London.
Have you got quite a big studio, have you?
Yeah. And since having a big studio, my paintings have got bigger. So now I'm stuck to having to have a big studio.
Oh, okay, fantastic. That's a great credit to you. I don't know how you find the time to run all the programs for role models, paint.
They complement each other.
Yeah, but you must be incredibly productive if you've got a big studio and your paintings have grown in size. And you also committed to people's development and support and engagement in Ethiopia, yes?
Yeah, well, I live there part of the year, so I have a lot of friends there, and naturally with friendship comes wanting to help people, I guess.
And which part of Ethiopia?
I live in Lalibela, which is quite a famous, if any place is. It's got the rock-hewn churches, so these
Okay.
churches that are carved out from the ground, all out of one piece of stone. So you get, as far as tourism goes in Ethiopia, you get a fair bit of tourism in Lalibela.
And the level of safety for tourists if they would like to go to Ethiopia?
Yeah, it's safe.
Yep.
It's safe. I mean, be respectful of wherever you are in the world, and I think you're usually going to be okay.
Yes, I've heard good things about Ethiopia, and I've had friends that have been there a number of times and they've spoken very highly of it. I understand the food is delicious there too.
I thought you were going to say that.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been to Ethiopian restaurants before,
Yeah.
and I like it.
Yeah, that's the first thing everyone says. Is, oh yeah, the food.
Now, is it hot all year round? I know some people have there.
I live in the mountains, so it's hot, but like a cool air. You know, it's nice. I think it's such a large country with different landscapes that depending on where you are, you can ask someone and they'll give you a different answer. It's not as hot as Saudi all the time.
No, it's the number one country here. Now, what are your plans and goals and aspirations?
So I'm enjoying the work I do for role models. I like, and leading this course was, I think, a step up, because before I was just teaching. So this is the first time leading one, and I've enjoyed the challenge.
You're a fantastic course leader. I've had the opportunity to see you. I can see how the parents engage with you, your colleagues engage with you, and the students.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, fantastic.
And also with my art, I've got a great studio now, so that is the good thing about role models is it's flexible and they're very supportive of their staff. We're all from a creative background, mainly music or drama or arts, and the reason I am able to work for them so well is because they also take an interest and support me as an artist. And that's why we can teach the children in this way, because we're bringing something else. I think, maybe perhaps if I was a teacher every single day, maybe I would lose my motivation or my enthusiasm, but having it as a balance and being able to bring in parts of other sections of my life, I think it really helps. And I am grateful for role models for doing these courses that I can be involved in.
Yep, everybody that I've engaged with at Role Models has been incredibly open, friendly, and extremely creative. Wonderful leadership there. And if those of you would like to learn more about Role Models, you can see their website, rolemodels.me. I'd like to thank Catherine for her time today, and I'd also like to thank Catherine for enabling me to observe the Role Models classes, and I thought they were fantastic. And I thought you and your colleagues were excellent as well. Wonderful students as well.
Yeah.
All right, good luck with the art. And if you'd like to learn more about that, please see Catherine's Instagram. Thank you. Okay. Bye.